So this morning we're talking about Ellen Fisher. Anybody that knows Ellen Fisher, she's a good person to have come to your channel. And so she was telling about her husband cutting up large trees, like 4 foot around, big trees.
4 foot across.
4 foot across. And one was by a power line. And so that got me and Bill talking about when we were younger. They weren't that big, but we cut down some big old pine trees at this place.
Well, there was a place not too far from where we lived that it was kind of a guest ranch, but there was a caretaker that lived there all the time, and the people that owned it lived in a city far away, and was come there once in a while. But anyway, they got it's either 4 or 5 pretty good sized pine trees got lightning struck, killed all 4. I think it's 5 of them, and they were probably 24 inches across and pretty tall. And the guy, the caretaker, he just needed them away from the power line and out of there. So he said if I wanted them, I could have them all. I went over there, and the chainsaw I had at that time is the first one I ever owned. I was in my early 20s. It was a Poland, and back then that was the saw to have. They were real well made, but it was actually what they called a bow saw chainsaw, and the bar looked like a big teardrop. I think it was 24-inch bar, but the bar come out of the chainsaw, went around like that, and it looked like a big teardrop. And what at that time, a lot of loggers were using it. I don't know if they quit or still does or not, but the chain just run on the outside of the bar, and it was less likely to pinch. It was a real good saw. You could just about cut a tree, a small tree, standing up. You could cut through and it wouldn't pinch, and then you jerk it back, jerk that block out from underneath it, as long as you're careful and didn't let it come back on you. If you had it leaning into some other trees, if it's in a thicket. But anyway, so I went over there with my pickup, and they were real close to the power line. So I tied, I think it was ropes onto the trees, each one of them, and a long rope, and got back off before I cut them down and put some tension on it where I could pull them away. If they started falling, they for sure wouldn't fall against the power line. I cut them the proper way, but I just wanted to make sure. And anyway, I cut them all down and cut them up into chunks. And like I say, the base down low was probably 2 foot across. It was big chunks. And loaded them all up, and we took them back to our house and just piled them. And I started trying to split them up, and all I had was a double bit axe. And I had to go out and buy them all, because I couldn't split them. Now, they were green. They were dead, but they were green. They'd been hit by lightning, but they were still moist. And it was on a weekend, I believe. But anyway, that Monday or Tuesday, I didn't know it at the time, but our local millman, we lived way out in the country. He come to the shop where I worked at in town. Everybody knew everybody in that little town, pretty much. There was about 5,000 people in that town. And he just couldn't wait to tell, to let everybody know in the shop that he went by our house to deliver mail or put mail in the mailbox. And he said his wife was out there splitting wood. And you know, everybody laughed, had a big laugh about it. And I said, well, it's good to have a woman that helps you once in a while, instead of going to the beauty parlor every other day. And I was real proud of her doing that. Susie was out there trying to split that wood. I think we hadn't had that mow yet. We still had that double good axe, but she was trying. But he couldn't wait to get back to town, come into the shop and tell everybody that I had you out there splitting wood.
I like doing it.
Yeah, she a go-getter.
Yeah, I can't remember if we had that mower or not.
I bought one, but I don't know if I bought one before you done that, or
Yeah, because
we
I
had to get a mow because we couldn't. It was real hard to split it.
remember, you know, it splitting in half. So
Yeah.
maybe I had
But
that
it
mower.
was a lot of wood that we ended up with. I think it lasted us a long time.
Yeah, and that's the house that we had that wood
We had a
cook
wood
stove.
there. Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
and I'd cook beans on it.
yeah. And cook biscuits inside it.
Yeah.
In the oven. But she was out there splitting it, and he beat a path back to town to
Tell.
tell everybody like how a mean person I had her out there splitting wood. But she's always helped me.
Well, it was a way to keep the family warm. Cutting
Twice.
it. Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, yeah, I guess twice.
Yeah. Yeah, you warm up cutting it and splitting it,
Yeah.
and you warm up again burning it. But sometimes you get lucky on stuff like that. If you know, if somebody, and the guy that was telling, I was at a gas station, and he was telling other people about those trees, and nobody was offering to do anything. That he had 5 big pine trees that got lightning struck, and he needed to get them cut down and hauled off.
Yeah, getting away from that power
And,
line.
everybody was listening to him, not saying anything, so I just introduced myself, and I said, I'd love to have them. If you want to get rid of them, he said, boy, go get them.
Yeah.
And I went straight home and got rigged up and went over and started cutting them down. And
Well, they kept us warm for the winter.
I think we had more than one winter out of them.
Yeah.
We had a lot of them. But we were cooking on them too, a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's Sonny.
Yeah, his face gets hot over there.
It does. He just loves the heater.
Yeah. Well, the sun's up. We gotta get to work.
Time to go work. Even though it's still cold.
Well, it's cold to us. It's probably funny to
Yeah.
a lot of people that we have it a lot better than some.
Well, thanks for watching from Out West Homestead. Thanks a lot. Bye.